We've got 8 games in all for you, and we start with Newcastle against Fulham. Since Kevin Keegan's messianic return to St James's Park, a free-falling Newcastle have failed to register a single victory. Michael Owen salvaged a point at Birmingham last time out, but their last league win was back in December at Fulham. Roy Hodgson has something to smile about after the return of Jimmy Bullard and wins over Aston Villa and Everton. But Fulham are 4 points from safety and haven't won away from home since September 2006 at Newcastle. Your commentator at St James's was Jonathan Pearce.
It's a signpost Saturday in the relegation maze. A wrong turn now could be doom-laden. This is a must-win game for Newcastle in particular. 700 fans raised the roof here for Kevin Keegan at a local version of Question of Sport on Thursday. Support for the winless manager remains undiminished. Michael Owen's goal at Birmingham poached a spirited point on Monday. Another today could earn him a starting place for England in France this week. For Fulham to stay up, Brian McBride needs to keep scoring. He has 3 goals in his last 4 games against Newcastle. Both teams are unchanged in front of a sellout crowd. Martins, Owen and Viduka have over 500 career goals between them. How on earth have Newcastle scored just 4 in their last 10 league matches? Fulham start a run of 4 games against relegation rivals. This spell will make or break their season, but manager Roy Hodgson says they won't compromise their style to play lump it and hump it football, and that's refreshing. Martins, telegraphed that, Mrs. Konchesky. Davis to McBride and off to Bullard, and it was a good strike by Bullard. Scored a vital last gasp equaliser at Blackburn Rovers the other day. Good set-up play by Fulham. Situation facing Kevin Keegan now very similar to that he faced in 1992, his first year in charge here, and he kept them up from relegation to the 3rd flight of English football, rebuilt and created a team capable of challenging for the Premier League title. And this is Jeremy with the cross, away by Hangelen. Nicky Butt, great roar from the crowd to shoot. Play back into Viduka, onto his left foot, 1-0! A crucial early strike for Newcastle. How important could that prove? Is win number 1 at last on its way. The rain turns to sleet at St James's Park, and there could be a bleak future ahead for today's losers. And this could be precious. Viduka allowed the space to turn and get the shot away. Poor defending, they weren't tight enough on Viduka. Crisp finish for his 6th of the season. Celebrations for Kevin Keegan, and an 8th goal in his last 8 games against Fulham for Mark Viduka. Davis. Bullard. Bullard again from long range, Harper-tested. 2 struggling teams have put together a cracking opening. Konchesky, Simon Davis, looking for the return from Konchesky and getting it, turning away from Barton. That's good play. Johnson and Bullard just pulled out of the challenge at the last minute, and Enrique can send Martins down the left. It's a super game. He's all alone here over Femi Martins. Oh, and it took a good save from Keller to stop it. One pass out of defence and Martins was on his way, and he never looked back. No one there with him. Had a look, no support, had to go by himself. It was a good effort. It was curling, and it was going in. He believes his side has been playing better football than results would suggest. Off Konchesky, drops to Owen, hit it early. Another good stop by Keller. He loves to pick up chances like this, swerving away, and that made it A doubly fine save. Keller on his toes. Into Martins, there's Owen, bravely back in, and off the line. Danny Murphy got it away, I think Keller was beaten. Off Brian McBride, it was going in for an own goal. Good interchange. Cross set up for Taylor, who stayed forward. Over Casey Keller. So close. Acrobatics from Abdoulaye Faye. Should never really have been able to get it back from there. Newcastle could have had 3. So Bobby Robson is here, still giving his passionate all for Newcastle United. Owen, he can set Jeremy away. He'll need support though, he's not the fastest. Habib Bey is there. Jeremy's cross, Michael Owen stealing in and should have scored. Curling, inviting cross in, poor marking from there. A man of his standard. Keegan knows it should have been 2-0. Bullard. He's fouled. Oh, he wasn't, said the referee. And this is Martins. Bullard back there with him, still over Femi Martins. And Fulham protest as he looks heavenwards. First thought was that he was fouled. Martins carrying, had opportunities, decided to get the shot away as he turned once too often perhaps. I'm sure there was contact there by Barton. Move of some promise here. Joey Barton has Martins in a wide position, cut out by Stalteri. Breaking out wide, pulling off his defender to gain an extra yard of space, Martins. And away by Davis, straight to Joey Barton. It whistled wide. Scored the winner at Craven Cottage in December in Newcastle's last victory in the Premier League. Oh, goodness me. To Owen. Jeremy brought into play with space. Dangerous ball in, headed away by Hangle and back to Jeremy. Owen! Fadouk offside. Has to be offside. One count. Flag was up a long time before Martin stuck it in. Fadouk clearly offside. Throughout the game, that tiny formation, 2-2-2, has been on the field of play. Enrique, Viduka, back towards Owen, Anglin stepped in, and then got in a muddle with Bullard. Here's Michael Owen, flag has stayed down, great challenge by Stalteri. Jeremy, straight at Keller. Enrique to Owen, fouled by Hughes. It was a tired challenge. The crowd sense how important the remaining minutes could be. It's Jeremy. Look at Owen! 2-0! He gets his goal. His second in successive matches. Surely Kevin Keegan now has his first win. And Michael Owen has at long last now scored more goals for Newcastle than he scored against them in his career. Well-flighted delivery, Owen away from his marker, sluggish defending, 2-0. Angolan was left with 2 players to mark. Owen was one of them.
Substitution for Fulham.
3 massive points. Celebration time. Came to Alan Smith in the end. Angolan dived in. Jeremy. At long last, Newcastle are off and running under Kevin Keegan. Weeks of anxiety somewhat eased by this precious victory on a hugely important Saturday in the relegation rat race. Newcastle United have an important victory here. They are not out of danger yet, but this is a major step forward for them. Newcastle 2, Fulham back in trouble, 0.
It was a very important game for us. I mean, as everybody's been saying, it's a 6-pointer, and it really was. You know, if we had got nothing from that game, we would be in big trouble.
I was disappointed, of course, with the defending for both the goals, as one always is. But you know, it's not surprising to see names like Viduka and Owen on the score sheet, and we've got to keep working at that, and we've got to make certain in the last 7 games we get some goals, because we still have 2 teams within reach of us. If we can get above them, then we'll save ourselves.
We saw you living every moment on the touchline there. Michael Owen gets a chance in the first half, header straight at the goalkeeper.
Unusual for Michael, but you know, the great thing about Michael Owen, you know, I mean, I had him with England, but I didn't realise how good he was. That's because you only get a little bit of him, bit of training, a match, and they're gone. But when you work with him week in, week out, like I have now for the last 7 weeks, I didn't realise how good he was. He can play anywhere, doesn't give the ball away, doesn't shirk a challenge, and if he misses a chance, and he's missed some while I've been here, and he's held his hand up and said that, he doesn't go hiding, he just goes looking for the next one. And that's why his goal record is fantastic, and that's why he truly is a great player.